In today's video, we are going to make a unique painting inspired by another YouTube creator. We're going to have some fun with a glue gun, paper flowers, and bubbles. And in the end, you're going to see that you can create a painting without a paintbrush that is out of this world. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another video. So today I am inspired by another creator, and I'm going to try to do a technique that creates a most beautiful, sparkling outcome. And of course, I'm going to put my own special twists on it. So it's not going to be identical to hers, but I'm going to use her painting for an inspiration, use some of her techniques, and then add a few of my own. The creator I am speaking of is Kellyani's Corner. Sorry if I'm butchering that, but my good friend Amy turned me on to her channel, and I am just in love with her creativeness. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the link for her channel down in the description of this video so you could check out all of her beautiful and inspiring tutorials. The first thing I'm working on here is just creating a background for a art piece. Now, I'm just using some acrylic paint in a few different colors and kind of just blending them together and sponging them together. I wanted a almost like navy blue background, so I used some Payne's gray, some white, and some blue black indigo, and I found that those worked really well to create that tone I was looking for. Of course, I could have just bought some navy blue paint, but I was lazy, didn't have any, so I just made my own. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of brushing the colors together on the canvas, and then I'm going to come in with a sponge and sponge them all together, and you'll see that it turns into this beautiful navy blue color. Now, obviously, you don't have to go through all that work. You could just mix it on a palette together and then paint it on. But again, I was being lazy, didn't want to find a palette, and so I did it this way. Plus, I like using sponges because they add a little bit of texture to the background. Once you get your canvas covered, just go ahead and paint those sides, and then you're going to let it sit to dry. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sketch out a butterfly. And I just used a white pastel pencil to do this. These wipe off really easily, so if you make a mistake or don't like what you're doing, very easy to wipe them away. I would suggest using something like this. And so again, I sketched a half of a butterfly. We want one wing and then the full body and antennas. Now, this was a 16 by 20 canvas. If you're going to try this for the first time, I suggest going a bit smaller, maybe like a 12 by 16 or an 11 by 14, only because it's really hard with the glue gun to get clean lines if you have to do these like really big areas that you have to trace. I used a glue gun for quite a while now, so I didn't have that much of an issue, but I could see a beginner struggling because, you know, when you pull the trigger of the glue gun, there's only so much that's going to come out before you have to pull it again. And when you go to pull it again, you're going to get that little lump like where the next line starts. So I would suggest doing just a bit of a smaller size than I'm doing right here. So here's my outline of the butterfly wing, and I'm going to pull out my glue gun, and I'm simply going to trace all of the lines that I made. I'm looking for recommendations on glue guns. I swear I buy the best brands. I have this Sure Bonder, which is a well-known brand, and then I also have a Gorilla Glue gun, and I'm telling you, I can't find the perfect glue gun that is easy for me to pull the trigger with my hands. I have a very hard time with full-size glue guns, which if I had a full-size glue gun, I wouldn't have to pull that trigger so much. So if you know of a glue gun that is like really heats up really good and is really easy to manipulate and move around and draw with, that is a full size glue gun, please leave a comment in the description, not the description, I'm sorry, in the comment area for me because I'd like to try it out. But anyway, I'm going to zip through this because it's self-explanatory. You just want to trace your lines with your glue gun and let it cool down after you're done doing that. I'd like to take a moment here just to remind you to click the like button on your way out. That helps the video tremendously. Also, leave a comment, even if it's just a simple emoji of a cat or a bird or a plane, whatever your favorite emoji is, leave it in the comment section because that also helps the algorithm of YouTube say, hey, Tammy's video was great. Let's recommend it to other people. And also, in the description of this video are links to the products that I use, any kind of discount code that I may have to offer on a product, and ways to follow me. You can join in at Facebook in our group, United We Pour Fluid Art Group, that has almost 30,000 members, all sharing their art and having a great time. So be sure to check out that description. And so moving on, now that I've traced all of those lines, I'm going to go in along the edge of the butterfly wing and just place some simple glue dots for decorative purposes. I want to have a nice little textured area on the butterfly wing when it's done. There's no rhyme or reason to why I'm placing a small one and a big one. I'm just doing what intuition tells me to do and placing different sized glue drops. When you're done with this step, you're done with the glue gun for now, and we're going to clean our glue strings before we move on, okay? So once that's all done, I'm going to take what is a blue-gray color and the blue-black indigo color, combine them together, and I'm going to fill in the little areas that I created on the butterfly wing with this color. So again, I'm not going to bore you with the entire wing. I'll just show you a few little areas of what I'm going to do here. So we're just painting that in and giving it a little bit of interest. I'm also going to cover the hot glue lines with the paint as well. Now I will tell you that I'm going to be using some gold leaf on this butterfly, and if I have that paint on the glue lines, I'm going to be able to paint just one layer of that gold leaf. I'm not using actual gold leafing. I'm using a marker. And if I didn't put that blue on top of the glue lines, I would have had done multiple coats of the gold. So it helps give it a little tooth for the gold to stick to, if that makes sense. So here's my marker. I get these at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to go over the top of the glue lines and give it a nice gold outline. If you don't have one of these markers, it's okay. You can use gold paint if you have it, or you can actually use real gold leaf if you have it. This was just the easiest way for me to do it. Another thing that would work would be gold mica powder, but if you're going to use the mica powder, do not paint the lines with your acrylic paint first because it won't stick. If you just leave the glue natural, it has that rubbery surface that mica loves to stick to, or if you have any of the chameleon pigments I've been recommending over the last few weeks, those will stick nicely to hot glue. But yeah, if you want to use something like that, do not paint the lines or any part of the glue lines with any acrylic paint. The reason why I like the glue gun is because you can create so many different shapes and patterns with it that are unique. And it just creates a lot of texture and interest to the painting. I love texture art. I love mixed media. And anytime I get to incorporate a few different things into my art projects, I love it. I just love it. So I'm going to finish up with this gold outlining here. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And now we're going to move on to the next step. So I put some of those little glue dots on the butterfly body. And I thought to myself, well, let's add a little bit of sparkle with some glitter. So I took a gold chunky glitter and then a fine gold glitter, and I combined the two in a cup with a little bit of clear Elmer's glue, and I just painted it over the antennas and the body of the butterfly just to give it a little bit of sparkle. So now is where you're going to see the differences between the painting that I make and the one that Kalyani had made, because she did this and then she made some little glue flowers and then she made a wing out of it. I wanted to create a different background for my painting, B, the body, and then C, I also wanted to use different types of flowers that would hold up longer. But other than that, yeah, I was heavily inspired by her video. I loved the colors she used. It was just a really cool video. So make sure you check that out. Again, the link for her channel will be in the description of this video. So now we're going to move on to the foam technique for the background. And it's very simple to do. I pulled out my UV resin and my UV light. I made a bowl of bubbles using Dawn dish soap and agitating it with some water. And I'm going to do the foam technique on the back of the painting here. So I know some of you have seen this countless times, but there are new people that watch every new video. So I'm going to explain it quickly. You put some Dawn dish soap in a bowl. You agitate it with some water. You get out your UV resin and a UV light. Paint UV resin onto the canvas wherever you want this texture to be. While it's wet, you're going to take some foam off of the upper layer. You do not want to catch any water on your spatula, okay? Just the bubble foam. Lay it on top of the wet UV resin, and then once you have the patch covered, you want to hover over it with your light for about 60 seconds and then cure it. And what happens is the foam creates a beautiful imprint into the UV resin and creates this beautiful texture on your piece of art. I've made entire paintings with this technique that turned out stunning. Like, this is all I did on a canvas, and it was absolutely beautiful. Now, at first, you won't see it until I color it in with the chameleon pigment, but it is there. I'll show you. So once you get done curing it for 60 seconds, wipe it off with a paper towel, and you'll see this beautiful texture is left behind. Again, you're not going to see it well until I color it, especially on this background color. But trust me, it is gorgeous. So again, I'll show you a small little area. I'm not going to show you the whole background. Put the wet UV resin down. Put the foam on top of it. Cure it with your light for 60 seconds. Wipe it off. And then you have your texture. It leaves behind a beautiful bubble imprint. So I'm going to do this on the entire canvas, and here it is. I covered the entire canvas in this texture. I didn't know where my wing was going to end up being, my second wing, so I just covered it all except that little area just to be safe. I didn't want to have to go back in if there was an exposed area that you could see. So I just put it all over the back of the canvas there. And now I'm going to come in with my Amazon Chameleon pigments. And here's where you're going to see the beautiful texture. I'm going to highlight by just dry brushing that powder over the surface. I'm kind of just buffing it over the surface, and you're going to see just how beautiful this is. This is like one of those chameleon pigments that looks blue if you look at it one way, but if you walk to the other side of the room, it looks purple. I'll show you that in the end. It's absolutely stunning. For chameleon pigments, they are pretty inexpensive. I think they're like $18 for 6 of them, where I've paid $15 to $20 for one color. That is half the size of that tiny jar. So trust me, they are worth it. But here we are. I have you outside. Do you see how it's turning from blue to that pretty plum color? This is why I love these, and this is why I love this bubble technique. Look at that background. It looks like almost rain puddles or raindrops on a windshield. I love it. And I thought it would make a beautiful background for this beautiful hot glue and floral butterfly. So now in Kalani, I'm sorry, the name is very hard for me. In her video, she makes little hot glue flowers with molds. I wanted to go a step above, and use some really beautiful paper flowers. They are very high quality. I've had these in my stash forever. But if you want to make the hot glue flowers, again, the link for her video is down below, and it's pretty easy, believe it or not. So you could use those versus what I'm using. Again, I wanted to use these. They were much, better quality. So I'm just gluing them on. Make sure you kind of just lay them out first and get a feel for where everything's going to go before you glue it down. Because once you glue it down, it's going to stick really, really well to this canvas. So you don't want to have to be ripping them off and damaging your background. But anyway, you just want to shape a butterfly wing with the flowers. And let me let you in on a little secret. If you want to use flowers but don't want to buy all these different colors, you can buy these white ones in different types of flowers and hand paint them with acrylic paint to make them your own custom flowers. So once I get them all glued down, I'm going to show you the finished result. This came out so spectacular, so beautiful. I am in love. In love. Here we go. Beautiful floral hot glue butterfly. We have all our beautiful flowers. I even stuck a little faux butterfly in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll point it out there. And the background is just so shimmery, sparkly. I took you outside here in a minute to show you the background because it's so hard to translate on camera just how beautiful it is. But if you look at that background, look at that shimmer right there, especially when I pan down to the bottom of the video here right now. Look at that sparkle from those chameleon pigments. Absolutely breathtaking. So my friends, that is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you. Be sure to check out Kalani's video, and also be sure to check out the description of this video, leave a comment, and don't forget to like and share. I love you all. I want to thank you so very much for being here to support me again this week. And until the next time, which is next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, happy creating!